Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Sour Libations and Conversations. I'm your host, Dom, and we have two very familiar faces back with us this week to talk about something kind of interesting and fun that I kind of told on Darryl about. Um, Darryl, one day on our Aquarius podcast,
Hmm.
you said that Michael Jackson's
Oh no,
Invincible album
was not good.
was not good.
Yes, I stand by that.
I got off the line and ran and told my big sister on you.
Oh, you went to tell on me.
Sure did. Everybody, welcome my sister Jenelle back.
You went to tell on me.
Sure did. Sure did. I was like, Jenelle, guess what the hell Darryl Frierson just said?
Yeah.
Invincible was not a good album. He was like, it's maybe like one or two tracks on
No,
there.
no, no. I said five. I said five. Five.
You didn't say five. It
Yeah,
was
I said
like,
if I can tell you the tracks: Invincible, Break of Dawn, Heaven Can't Wait, Butterflies. That's it.
okay, that's four.
We missing some for sure.
What
Now
we missing?
there are some skips. Okay, now I don't remember by heart because I listened to it when we were supposed to record back when. But
Mhm.
let me pull up the tracks. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I
Wait a
got the
minute.
tracks already pulled up. Let's run through them. So the first track is Unbreakable.
That's what I mean. Unbreakable. I'm sorry. That's the song I'm thinking about. Sorry.
Okay.
Unbreakable. Yep. Unbreakable, not Invincible.
Invincible is a good song.
Nah, 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 nah. Unbreakable. It's
You like
unbreakable.
Heartbreaker, right? Yes, we like Heartbreaker.
Nope.
No.
No. No.
Daryl. Okay.
First of
What
all,
is this?
speechless.
Go ahead. Go, Jenelle. Read them. Read them.
I
Because
told y'all the four songs.
no, this for me,
You are my life.
Nah.
Janelle.
First of all,
Whatever
okay.
happens.
I haven't even gotten to whatever happens. Because honestly, whatever happens is the best song on this whole album.
That's not true.
You a damn lie.
Whatever happens is the best song on this whole track.
And,
Of
and,
the
and
whole
here's
album.
It's Heaven Can't Wait. It's Heaven
Now,
Can't Wait. And it's no question it's Heaven Can't Wait.
listen.
Heaven
Whatever
Can
happens
Can
is one of
Wait.
those ones, and it's because of where it's.
First of all, he didn't even mention Rock My World. You Rock My World?
Did
Cool. That's cool. It's cool.
that girl. Oh
It's
man.
cool. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that. I'll say five then. I'll make it five. I'll make it five.
The thing about it is, I think, and you should have, Dominique. Um, I think when this album came out, music itself was in maybe like a transitional period
Yes.
where you had a lot. Because when did this come out? It's 2001.
2001, 2002.
So yes, so that's when you had, we was heavy in the like that Aaliyah era where we had like what is it? Revolution,
Mhm.
Resolution. That's the name of it. So it was like the whole Timberland. It was all those beats. So we were getting into more of these interesting ways of hearing music at that time. So I feel like this album, there are some songs where you have again like Break of Dawn, you had Butterflies,
Mhm.
like those gave us more of that old school R&B elements, but this album was definitely very poppy and it was definitely very experimental
Yes.
with a lot of the beats and like the lyric, not even the lyrics, but more so like the musicality of how they did the arrangements is the word I'm looking for, arrangements. I'm not really big on music terms,
theory.
but I feel as though they're like the reason why a lot of these other songs aren't landing is because one, at that time, it was kind of weird. Like, especially like Unbreakable, Heartbreaker, Invincible, those they mix, they're very choppy. Like
No, but Unbreakable is dope though now, Janelle. That song goes hard. I love the bridge on that. Like it's dope. It's just that I think it was too much Rodney Jerkins maybe on this.
okay.
You know,
Because even 2000 watts had a lot of dissonance. It was just
Listen,
very
2000 watts low key is that girl because you have this portion of the song of 2000 watts. We were like, okay, who was this feature? And we would go on to find out that that is not a feature. It's actually Michael Jackson singing in his normal key range, and which makes it even more iconic. And I just think that just I don't just even like the Biggie feature on what is that on
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
yeah.
It's just so I think it's something that we kind of have not seen from Michael Jackson. It's a little bit like it should be expected low key when you think of the sounds because Michael Jackson had gotten more into his pop bag, but I also think it's just not as familiar to you because
But
when
he
I
was always pop. Like, when was Michael Jackson really R&B? Like, maybe Jackson 5? But even then, the
Oh no
whole
no 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 no
R&B.
no no.
uh,
Michael-
Off the Wall is definitely for me is R&B,
Yes, I was just
and
gonna say that.
it's definitely
I
kind of
disagree.
more. It's you
I
are
think it has. I feel like it has a mixture. I feel like it has a mixture. It's not a solid R&B album to me.
for me. I feel like it's kind of you get a little bit of the experimental sounds coming in, and then we get the thriller that
Because
comes
one,
in,
because
and
like
then
Don't Stop Until You Get
Dangerous.
Enough is hella pop. Working Night and Day is hella pop.
But I think the
Um,
bass lines of those still feel
Rock
R&B
With You is
heavy.
hella pop. No, it definitely, and it again, that was again, as we know, Off the Wall for Michael Jackson was a very pivotal, that's what his like official like solo album. Like
Mhm.
he had been or whatever before, that was like a solo song,
Yeah,
but
no,
this
those don't count. Just like
got
the
to
Janet Jackson albums don't count before Control.
Right.
but I think it was a good mix. And again, you still had that more Motown backing.
Mhm.
So I could see how, there's definitely R&B elements to it. But definitely by the time we're hitting Thriller, Bad for sure. Like these are genuine pop albums.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Dangerous is an R&B album.
I feel like
Dangerous has more R&B, but I will say to me, Dangerous has a lot more skips.
Oh, I think Dangerous is better than Bad.
I don't think I skip anything on Bad.
What's the one song?
I
I'm
might skip
loving
I'm
this.
Bad,
I'm loving this.
but I don't skip a Diggy.
But Dangerous got the bangers though. Even though you may have some skips on it, Dangerous got the bangers.
Because you remember, Dangerous actually did not perform that well. They had to do like this whole push campaign because he was not selling a lot of albums. And
That's
then,
because it was black. It was very black. Teddy Riley did most of the album.
Yeah.
so, and of course you had Remember the Time. So I feel like it had very
Yeah, you got
know,
Jam on
It's
here.
got the bangers, man. It's got
In the closet.
Keep It in the Closet. It had hits for sure. But
Dangerous, the title song, Dangerous.
Yo, which album is Speed Demon on? Is that
no, Speed Demon is on Bad.
Bad? That's what I thought. That's on Bad.
That's what I'm saying. Bad don't have no skips.
Speed Demon.
I'm just saying that it's nothing wrong with. I mean, that's the worst Mike album, though. It's got to be Invincible, right? I mean,
It's absolutely not. That Blood on the Dance Floor.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't count that. I don't count that. That's like one of them. That's like the year 2020 for me. Like I allegedly I'm 44, but I'm 43 if you take out 2020. So that's how I look at Blood on the Dance Floor. Because that was barely really released for real.
Yeah,
So like
it was real forgettable for sure.
Yeah. Now I will say, I've said some blasphemous things about the Jacksons, but one of I think my hottest takes that Dom just, because I don't know, and you're closer to my age, Jenelle. You was outside when we was outside as little kids. I said that Janet Jackson's 3-album run is the best 3-album run in R&B history.
Which 3 albums?
Control,
okay,
Rhythm Nation, and not Design of a Time.
Velvet Rope?
No.
This
Just a Janet. It's a straight Janet. Just straight Janet.
Yeah, with
Janet.
That's because of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. You could not like Janet's voice and her whispering and all that, but Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis Guild was putting their foot up in them beats.
Oh yeah, no.
And then right.
I don't disagree.
No, I didn't say that wasn't true. I just was like, okay, that's kind of a different era for me. And I was like, okay, let me go back and listen to all three, run them together.
Look, the Control itself has no skips. Period.
Okay. And like I said, for me,
I can't really argue with you because I don't.
But for me,
I'm not the person to talk about music first and foremost.
Well, I
don't even know a song until we at the club and people got to dance to it, and I'm like, "What's this?" And everybody's dancing along, and this is my first time hearing it. So you cannot. I'm not the music girly. I listen to the things that I listen to. If I hear something new, I might add it.
Control has 10 singles on them that entered the top 100. 10.
Hold on.
10 of them.
That's almost as iconic as what we were talking about with the Usher's Confession album. And how many songs? I think it was like 6 or 7 songs that he had, simultaneous. I can't.
Look, there are songs that you didn't even know weren't in the singles that they actually was like, fuck it, let's put it on the top 100.
I mean, basically, No, you're not lying. Like, I'm looking at the track listing.
Funny how Time Flies was not a single. That wasn't a single.
Well, back to the situation at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Invincible.
Yeah, and it's fine. Like, I love Mike. I'm a Mike guy. Prince more, but Mike second. But Mike, I take away from Unbreakable just because that Biggie verse is technically on the You Can't Stop the Rain, which was even better hearing it on that version with that verse than the Mike version. Mm-hmm. If you have with Shaq, which is crazy. That song is one of the best Biggie verses ever, but it happens to be on Shaq's album. I know.
Shaq had an album.
Yes. Okay. So hold on. Wait.
That was on Shaq's third album.
The one where his daddy was crying on Ricky Lake.
No.
Jenelle.
That's the second album, Jenelle.
We still have to reach out to Shaq because this guy can tell you the history of the Shaq album. Is like, yo, low key, Shaq was going hard in the booth. And
he was.
And I'm looking at him like, what the hell are you talking about? Like Kazam? Shazam?
No, he got 2 or 3 platinum albums.
He's showing me videos, Jenelle. And
I believe it.
I never heard before. And he was like, I told you.
Shaq was that dude. But that Biggie verse was on that song. And that song, You Can't Stop the Rain, y'all look it up.
Yeah, and that happens. They will take
No, it's cool. It's just like, I wish it was another verse that was from like maybe another song that could have fit in there. But it does fit in there. It does. It's like, oh, that's the verse from You Can't Stop the Rain.
Yeah.
Diddy won't let him get another verse. Like, Diddy won't let him buy another verse. That's the one you sell. Like, damn.
Take that.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe Mike said he wanted that verse. Maybe Mike might have said I wanted that particular verse. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think the album is fine. Like, I think that the up-tempo tracks on there just don't. And maybe Jenelle maybe conveyed it correctly of saying like the music was changing in times. I feel the heavy R&B tracks really worked on here on the album, but I felt the reaches for pop were not good. Like if I put on Butterflies anywhere, they gonna pop with. Nobody's gonna go up and listen to Speechless because it's not a.
Because they don't know your love is magical. That's how I feel.
No, I'm just saying that Mike just was caught up in that time. He just wasn't. It just wasn't.
And I will agree with you. I will agree with you in the fact that it's not an album that tells a story. It does not have a connecting thread or flow as far as theme, as far as tone. It was giving very much this some shit I like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, here's the album.
But that's
so I can understand that. Like, some albums they will have, you could just listen to them from front to back and you can hear the connection, and it doesn't even have to have like it doesn't even have to like blend like like a Beyonce, like these last few Beyonce albums where she literally is like, these are really like one big long song.
Mm-hmm.
They do feel random for sure. So I could definitely see if you were trying to listen to it as a whole body of work, as a collective, it feels disjointed.
And
But
real quick, if someone's looking at the album, I think the 3-song run where I was like, this shit is gonna maybe is pretty dope. Did it go? Did it go Break It Dawn, Kevin Haim, Can't Wait, then Butterflies, or like because it was like a 3 ballad run.
I think he skipped
Invincible, Break of Dawn, Heaven Can Wait, You Rock My World, and then Butterflies.
So that was that run of songs where you could be like, this is amazing to me.
Yeah, and those were, and it just so happens those were the songs that he released. So
Yeah.
I'm saying everything except for Unbreakable and no that 4-song run, everything else is unforgettable. Forgettable.
I just really love
whatever
like happens.
And
whatever happens was placed wrong, because I feel like by the time you get
absolutely
whatever happens,
absolutely
a lot of people have fallen off.
Look, I had back in the day we used to burn CDs. I had literally Unbreakable, and then I had like some other Mike stuff. Then those 4 songs, there's some other Mike stuff, and I called it Darryl's Invincible.
No, I feel you.
Daryl, I'm
looking at this one chunk.
Go ahead, Jenelle.
No, because I'm looking at the one chunk. I like You Are My Life, but I will definitely skip Privacy. Don't Walk Away, probably skip that. Cry. I feel like Cry and Lost Children, those are all very skippable. And if you ain't make it to Whatever Happens, like I can see how you fell off.
Didn't make it.
You do have to
you didn't make it. And that's why it was like it was definitely placed wrong. I was like, you don't know, because you got Carlos Santana on here playing the guitar. And it's just missed. And so, and I think it took me a second to even, as I was revisiting it, like after that first few go rounds, and then I was like, oh shoot, Whatever Happens is like, might really be, like Jenelle said, one of the best songs, if not the best song on that album. Like
I have to go back and check this out.
It really is placed wrong. I think if it came right after like Butterflies, it kind of flows within Butterflies. Yeah. So I just feel like it was definitely just placed wrong.
I still have the album. I'll go check this out. I didn't get that.
Got it. You got a streaming service, right?
No, I don't do streaming services.
Oh
no, girl. Daryl is so.
Oh no, I think that's great. Look,
yeah, I own all my. I buy my MP3s. I bought them. Like I own them. Like they are on my terabyte drive. I buy them, and if I want to support you, I will buy it, and I want to own it.
Okay.
Yeah, we appreciate
my hard drive is. It's somewhere. I got a lot of music. There was a time when we were in, and I probably even shouldn't say this, but I don't know what y'all gonna do now. Back when you could like download music. When we were in college, if you were on the same server or the same network, you could not only listen to other people's music on iTunes, but you can download it.
Yep.
And so, baby, we used to be on there. I have so much. I don't care who it was. I was like, I'm about to get this whole Billy Bob had an album. We got it. Like
that's how I got started. And then I was like, man, I'm gonna start paying for this stuff, man. I can't do that.
And then they got hit. They was like, oh, we should probably fix this. Because we weren't buying shit. You just had to be on the school server.
See, Dom, it's okay. I just don't dig that album that much.
And I mean,
it was just how Jenelle, I'm telling you, he cleaned it up, and I wish I could find the clip because I was trying.
No, I don't think it's that good of an album. I said that. I don't think it's that good of an album.
But he was like, Dom, you full of shit. Like, this album is not good. It's trash. Like, he was
look at the way they promoted it. I think he
had an issue with Epic when this all dropped. Like, he felt like they didn't, really push and promote this album at all. So
this also came out when he had that anniversary special. Because then he kind of dropped, I think he dropped the video when he had the anniversary special. The one where it was like,
Rock My World, right?
Yeah, Rock My World.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's when he dropped this. It was somewhere around there. Right? Because I know he definitely performed it, because I know Chris Tucker got on stage.
Yes.
And he was in the video. So I feel like it was definitely around the same time when that album came out and when that performance happened. So
I know they released Butterflies as a single to radio, but they never did a music video or anything like that.
They didn't do a lot of videos. I think the only video he made from that album was Rock My World.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Which I'm tired of people doing that, because even lately Beyonce been doing that. I'm like, how come we only got one video for the Carters?
Oh,
I'm just asking questions. I mean, because we still ain't seen no other visuals, but that album, we got one video.
I mean, keep in mind,
I missed the world premieres.
I just listened to my first Beyonce album, Jenelle. I just listened to my first one.
Oh, which one?
What was it B Day?
Yeah, I had him listen to B Day. For me, I told him, I was like, I feel like B Day is the cornerstone of her career, because for me, B Day has no skips. Like, you might not listen, at some point or whatever, but I really feel like that changed the trajectory of Beyonce.
Yeah, because the first Beyonce album, I definitely skipped half of it.
Yeah.
I only like half the songs on the first Beyonce album. I Am Sasha Fierce, same thing. Like,
yeah, I think that's why I said start here, and then if you want to go on to another project, I told him to go to the Beyonce project.
I'll be doing that next month, and I'll be reporting in the podcast next month on the Beyonce album as well. Okay. People told me they like my Beyonce takes. I didn't even know that the world needed it.
Yeah. So,
I'm not a big Beyonce fan. I'm not. And
it's okay.
And that's okay. Yeah.
But everybody don't like everything. And I'm
more of a traditional R&B cat.
And Beyonce is definitely pop.
Yeah, she's saying that she's pop, definitely.
Yes, I mean, you can see the songs I like on the Mike album, where all the ones that I like on the Mike album are traditional R&B song.
Yeah, no, for sure. But when we speak about Beyonce or whatever, people are kind of upset that she won Album of the Year this year for Cowboy Carter, where for me as a whole, like I think the few only other albums that I would have given it to her on, and this is my opinion, I would probably say Lemonade, but I felt like Cowboy Carter was deserving, and or Renaissance. For me, I think it's dope that she kind of stepped outside of her lane and created a really solid body of work. And so for that, I felt like this is something, it's not necessarily, I listened to Cowboy Carter a lot, but I felt like this was that album where she really, though she deserved it in the past, and I really can respect it for this one.
And as we know, Grammys, all these awards are definitely political. Like, it's not who actually deserves it, who is the most talented or whatever. It's definitely
Cardi B.
Girl, we had this conversation last night. He mad that Cardi B got Best Rap Album when she didn't write anything on that album. But I told him, I said, at least the honest thing.
Is her writing it a qualifier?
No, it's just not a good album overall, like compared with other albums that were nominated.
And that's fine,
And she's living off of it like Lauryn Hill right now.
Look,
I mean,
the thing I like about Cardi is unapologetically who she is.
She's a personality. She's not a rapper.
Yeah. And that's fine. And she know that.
Right, but they put her on that Mount Rushmore. We talked.
The thing about it, and I feel as though a lot of people conflate like hip hop and rap. And I feel like these are two different genres of music and two different approaches to the genre. And I feel as though hip hop has more of an authenticity to itself, where you do, the person who is actually writing and, producing and, performing, all of that makes sense. Rap, especially rap in this most modern iteration, is really about the sales, and do you have that good hook, and do we like it, yes or no? Unfortunately, and that's with a lot of stuff is we have lost the creativity, the authenticity, the root, the core value of what that was. Like, it just doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's just going to get worse now that we have AI, and AI will be making music. And
that's true.
You
They
know, like
they try to
as
drop. They
we
drop
make
that.
music, we already have AI like performers who aren't even real people who are performing, and holograms, and it's all fake. And
Yeah.
in a minute, nobody's gonna know. Like nobody's gonna realize what the truth is. Like give it another 50 years, and this is what the kids are gonna be listening to, and it's all going to be a coded song based off of all these different genres of music in the past, and that's what they will know music to be.
which is really sad.
It is.
It's really sad when you think about it. Because like everybody isn't like you, Daryl, when it comes to Panda and how you are teaching her about, De La Soul and all these different artists, or how our parents were. Because Daddy will wear out a CD. He that War CD, Sade, everything. I'm like, all
Because
right, we got Frankie Beverly, Southern Girl. By here,
but
keep
it's gonna have to revert back to when people would like tell the stories. I forgot what it was called. I can't even think of it. Like
Like
folklore
oral
songs.
tradition. Like oral tradition.
Yeah, yes, like we're gonna have to be the ones to pass down the information, because as we know, they're scrubbing it. So
yeah,
again, if this society, this American society, hopefully it stops at this 4 years, if not sooner. But what if this trajectory keeps going this way?
yeah,
Then you're going to look around and people are not going to know what existed. And
yeah,
somebody's going to do this weird uncovering of information, or find some obscure book because, somebody's grandma hid it in the floorboards, and it's like, this is the truth.
yep.
Like,
That's
it's
crazy.
going to be, like, it's going to be some weird ass Michael Bay
Like
film of the future.
Fahrenheit 950 Fahrenheit 951 type stuff.
Yes.
One.
Yes. And then it's going to be some movie where people find out is like, it's going to be reality. Like you see those movies when they're like, this used to be this existed. Like they're not going to know. Like all of it's going to be, yeah, all these, folklore at that point. Again, like our legitimate history is going to revert back to, tales, as, that we sit by the fireplace, and hopefully people have to, pass them down.
Yeah, I think it's definitely time for some sort of, uprising so we can preserve the history that we have. And it's just kind of unfortunate. I don't know what that tapping is.
That's me.
Uh
Daryl.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I always say, I'm like, what is our when is our January 7th? We keep talking about January 6th. Where's January
Maybe
7th?
it's like when I just saw a clip from this Asian guy, and I sent it to you there on Twitter, and he was saying, y'all Americans are just too like complacent in everything that's happening. Y'all need some sort of revolution
Yeah.
because y'all are just allowing things to be. And this is a guy like that's in China, and he's like, y'all just, that's really
We're
what
just
he
creatures of
like to
comfort,
overhaul and
and
y'all
nobody
don't
wants to be
understand.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, and
So
I mean, and he read us down, for
yeah.
Phil.
But
So
that's a podcast for another day.
that
Yeah,
is.
but Dom, I gotta get off Panda getting ready to get out of practice.
Listen, are we gonna wrap it up here? I appreciate you jumping on and allowing us to kind of get in your ass a little bit about the
Okay.
Invincible album. I would like to circle back to this when you take a re-listen to it.
I'm gonna re-listen to it on the way home. I got my iPod with me. I'm gonna put it on. Me and Xander jam out to it on the way home.
Not your iPad. I love it. Well, thank
Yeah,
you.
that's why I don't believe in streaming services. I know. I mean, I'm gonna be that guy.
Okay, this is why you need an iPhone. Anyway, Daryl, tell everybody, where they can find you, how they can
Yeah,
see
just
that.
go to SLC Network everywhere. You can see Dom show. You can see all the different shows on the platform there. It's all in the show heading areas. Just Google SOC Network. It's all there.
Yes, and Jenelle, tell everybody where they can follow you and get in contact if they want your amazing, beautiful design services.
You can just head to Jenelle Lovings on Instagram. It's all ease. Yeah, pretty simple.
All these except for the I in Lovings.
Well,
So
if you don't know how to spell Lovings,
But
then
you
you
did
have
say
no
all E's
issue.
though, just in case somebody be like, okay, but she said,
Jenelle, all E's and an E at
okay,
the end, double
gotcha.
L's.
okay,
It's
thank you.
right here. So.
Well, I appreciate y'all, and I thank y'all so much. Problem. And y'all have an amazing night, and we'll see y'all here next week.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.